So I personally have mixed opinions on these guys. Forgive me, this is my first time working. Oh, first time working, yeah, but talking this morning, so my voice will be a little bit groggier. But anyways, I have mixed opinions on these guys. Overall, I will say they're both phenomenal units, right? Amazing units. I'm not going to take anything away from them. I have little minor things I want to talk about, but overall, they're really hype. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you do happen to be new. And of course, as always, if you're not subscribed to the Dokkan Reddit, what are you doing with your life? Like, it's a cool community, cool people over there. Some controversy going over there, but I'm not going to talk about it because a lot of those guys are my friends. But let's go ahead and get into it. So intelligence, yes, intelligence, which is one thing I don't really like about this. Super Gogeta, the light that crushes evil. So 3 key, 120% up to the super intelligence units and extreme types, basically kid boost typing. It's pretty interesting they're going intelligence back to back. You know, it was a possibility, but it's just, okay. Extreme types get 1 key and 50%. Passive attack, effective against all types. So same passive as the old Gogeta, except this one gets that percentage boost. I talked about it for so long. STR Gogeta was so good. He still is. Like, he's still optimal STR, but he was so good because of the way that his passive worked and the fact that he gets a super effective on everything, but he had that 7,000 attack. If that was anything other than 7,000, 50%, 70%, any of that, he would have been phenomenal. And which he, don't get me wrong, he was still critting for like 1.2, 1.4 million damage. So regardless, he was really good. But this guy gets that percentage increase, of course, because to keep up with current times, 120% up, immense damage on the Soul Punisher, and lowers attack and defense. So he is a hero that debuffs attack and defense, but attack primarily. That's very, very, very uncommon to get a hero that does that. So it's very good for him. There's no one that could beat me as a super attack text. Links are Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Over in a Flash, Fused Fighter, Experienced Fighters, which is strongest duo on Earth, and Fierce Battle. So we'll give my thoughts on Gogeta first. Let's look at his art here. First and foremost, I don't really like that art like at all. I don't think it's very good in my opinion. That's just me. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like the other art is a little better. You know, the one that'll probably be for the SSR version that was on the announcement. This is the super attack here. The super attack is dope, though. I like it. Their orb rotations are pretty bad. Whoever plays these games, and you know, they used to do full-on videos. Whoever does it is just really bad. I love how my internet wants to lag when I do videos. So I'm just gonna do this one and not show the Janemba one. I like the Janemba one a lot, but I'm not gonna show it because like I'm not gonna deal with that. Like, it decides to do that whenever I make videos, but I just watched it. The funny thing is why it was up already. I literally just watched it, and it didn't do that at all. I did the same for the Janemba one, full through, and then I rewinded it. Well, we're here. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. I turned off the sound. Maybe that'll work a little better. All right, Janemba. The Zamasu on the rotation. Everybody hates STR Zamasu. That 1X is triggering. Oh, so it doesn't do it with Janemba's video. Gotcha. But it broke on Gogeta's. Gogeta broke my computer. That is amazing art there with the hand up in the air. Or the sword in the air. Cool. Let's go ahead and move on. So you guys saw both of their super attacks. Yeah, I don't too much care for the art. But good things about Gogeta. Of course, he's 120% up leader. Wish he was physical because intelligence doesn't really have a whole lot to offer him. He basically takes Gohan from being incredibly OP to being even more OP, which is fine with me, right? Gohan and Gogeta basically are the most damaging duo in the game by a long shot at this point, which once again, that's fine with me, but the problem with that is Gohan didn't really need Gogeta specifically. He could have got anybody that just had Prepare for Battle or Shocking Speed because Gohan has both. He satiates both needs. And 120% up leader. And then also there's the little small big problem that you may not even want to consider Gohan because, you know, the fact that he's almost impossible to pull. You have to have been so 1 in a billion, not billion, probably 1 in a million type lucky to actually pull that guy. which I did on one account, but I couldn't for the love of me on my main account. But I got Vegeta, which is cool too. So physical just seemed like it would have fit better for him because looking at his link set, right? I mean, Golden Warrior, fine. He doesn't really link that much with anybody with that. I think Rage Trunks has that, maybe Gohan, so that's fine. Super Saiyan, that's overall on the whole team. Prepare for Battle, that's pretty much everywhere. The Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta will be an option too. Over in a Flash, that actually is not a very prevalent link on the team. Super Saiyan God Goku has it. I can't think of anybody else that you would even consider running on the intelligence team that has Over in a Flash. That link is basically useless outside of a hero team. Fused Fighter, same scenario. I think Pandel is phenomenal support. I wish she offered key or defense, but 30% attack, you can't really beat that. That's one of the highest attack increases in the game. But she's basically the only fused fighter that you'd run her with. You're not going to run the intelligence Vegeta that they ran in the video. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he's your best option, fine. But generally, you're not going to run him if you have other options because he's just not very good and he's very outdated. 12% nuker, just not very good. I mean, you would run intelligence Vegeta that just came out and awakened from the Kid Buu event instead of that guy before you run him. Like, intelligence Vegeta is probably miles better than him. Experienced fighters, that links with LR Piccolo and Hit, so maybe Hit will awaken and get shocking speed, which this guy coincidentally doesn't have. So Fierce Battle is, of course, unanimous there. Overall, amazing unit, right? But I just feel like my problem with him is some of his links are useless. You know, half his links are useless half the time. So it's kind of weird that they tried to do that. And I do understand the whole inverted typing thing. Last time Janemba was intelligence. This time he's STR. Gogeta is now intelligence. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that at all. I just feel like if you're going to have him, I hope that you drop other units that have support for him or other key supports a la like Trenchcoat 17 or something like that. So this runs a little bit smoother because these guys starting at 8, maybe 9 key, you know, that's a good thing, right? But half his links are not active. I just can't get over that. And Janemba doesn't have that same problem. Janemba, like, all of his links are active pretty much all the time, except for maybe Brutal Beatdown. So let's go ahead and talk about Janemba. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to say it again. Gogeta is now the hardest non-LR hitter in the game. Okay? Amazing unit. I just feel like he would have been better served as a physical unit because all the links would have been active, except for experienced fighters, which that's kind of worthless. I guess they gave him strongest duo on earth, but that's fine. I mean, LR Piccolo there, 10%. All right, so Janemba, extreme type, 3 key, 120% up. You know that. Attack 80% up and guard activated against all attacks. That's the gimmick from the old one, but they added a medium chance to dodge and attack. So medium, 25 to 35%, something like that. That's really good because medium chance basically equates to like a level 20 dodge in the ability system, something like that, because dodge is really, really low proc rate. So that is basically like a level 20 dodge on him. So you don't need to invest dodge in him, but if you want to, he can dodge. If you gave him like level 20 dodge in the suit potential system, he probably would dodge maybe about 50% of the time. And then guard everything. He could become like this crazy super tank. Immense damage, of course. Greatly lowers defense. How generic is that? It's just not very useful outside of Broly's event, especially when everybody in your team does it, like all villains do. Links are Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. So, Big Bad Bosses, it's basically across the board on the team. I don't think... no, STR still does have it, and he also has Shocking Speed. I think he also has Nightmare. He doesn't have Fear and Faith. So Cell is like a shoe-in for this team. He's going to be really good, especially with the way that his attack and defense stacks. Omega Shenron will be a god on this team because, of course, he was previous god. He's going to get a lot better. But the attack reduction that he does, along with Janemba's defensive capabilities, makes them just probably one of the best defensive duos there is. Metamorphosis is on there with LR Frieza, I believe. I don't know if anyone else has it. This is just me remembering stuff off the top of my head. Brutal Beatdown, I don't know if anybody else has that link. Nightmare is pretty much across the board. Fear and Faith is pretty much across the board as well. And, of course, Fierce Battle is just about across the board as well. So, thoughts on Janemba? Janemba is amazing. I don't want to go out on a limb and say he's better than Gogeta, but to be honest, I can see it. You know, I'm not going to say it, right? I'm not going to say it. I don't really get into who's better or who's what. You know, Gogeta hits significantly harder than Janemba. It just seems like Janemba fits a lot better. That's my only problem with this. It's just Janemba fits a lot better. So they're going to be Dokkan Fest. So they're probably going to be on separate banners. I'm obviously going to pull for both of them. I'm not going to go crazy on it because I can't. All these back-to-back banners is just killing me. I can't. So hopefully I get both of them. But I'm going to prioritize Gogeta and go for Janemba just mainly because I like Gogeta better. I don't even have LR Gohan on this account, but if you have LR Gohan, you need to get Gogeta. He's your leader. You know, he is going to make that guy amazing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section in regards to both of you guys. Sorry, I'm not incredibly hyped. Like all you guys probably are. Like I just woke up. I can't do all that right now. But overall, Janemba, amazing unit. Gogeta, incredible unit, amazing unit, whatever. They do have some calculations down here. Gogeta basically gets for 1.5 mil now, and Janemba hits for 942,000. That's really good because he's a defensive unit. That's incredible for a defensive unit of his ilk. He's basically like the best defensive unit in the game at this point, or one of. And he still is hitting for basically 1 million damage, so it's pretty good. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Subscribe if you happen to be new, and I will catch you guys probably a little bit after midnight. I think that the banners come out at midnight Pacific Standard Time, so obviously that's like what, 3 a.m. Eastern Time. So if I'm mistaken, correct me in the comments, but I'll probably drop some videos around then, maybe 1 a.m., something like that, Pacific Time, because I'm in California. But have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.